Welcome to another night in the NBA. This is your 10-minute recap of the last night of NBA hoops, and the main topic of the night was Mavs versus Celtics, a national TV game on ESPN that had a lot of hype going into it. The Mavs had won 8 of their last 10 games. It would have been 9 if not for that 60-foot game winner by Max Strus, and the Mavs coming into this were one of the hottest teams in the league. Luka Doncic was setting everything on fire, and it looked like there was a team that maybe could give the Celtics some problems. But that would not be the case. The Celtics win this one by nearly 30. They win it by 28 points, and it just didn't seem like a challenge for them. They have now won 10 straight games, the Boston Celtics have, and they have won 15 of their last 17. They are on pace for 65 wins this season, and if they keep up that pace from their last 17 games, they'll go 67-15, which places them among some of the best teams of all time. And they just look fantastic. They look like they're really hard to stop. I've seen some people try to say, oh, they say this every year. This is not the same Boston Celtics team. They're not doing this every year. They're not handily the 1 seed every season. The Bucks were the 1 seed last year, and it's just a better team. All 6 guys, of their top 6 guys, including Al Horford and the starters, are overwhelmingly viewed positively by analytics, all +1 or better according to VORP. And even the 7 and 8 guys like Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard are 0.8 or better. So they're just viewed as a very positive winning impact players all across the board, and they're just stupid good right now. This was a 12-point game heading into the fourth quarter. It looked like it might be kind of interesting. The Celtics win the fourth quarter by 16 points, 36-20 in the fourth quarter. Blowout, going away, end it. Every single player for Boston was positive in terms of plus minus, and no player for Dallas was better than 0. This was the absolute utter kind of best form of domination. You're just not going to see better than this. 32-8 from Jason Tatum. They get 25 from Jaylen Brown, and they get over 20 from Kristaps Porzingis. All of these guys are really good. You had people talking after the game about the 2 Al lineup, which was funny because they have the luxury. They just sat Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis for a lot of the fourth quarter, and instead put in Al Horford and Xavier Tillman, who fans were apparently having a hard time telling apart. They couldn't believe what was in front of them. There were 2 Al Horfords on the court. But yeah, no, this is just too easy for Boston. And it puts up a lot of questions if there's going to be a team that's going to be able to beat them. Because there's no question that during the regular season, Boston has been easily the best team in the league. Jason Tatum is an MVP candidate. I don't think he should win. I think Luka Doncic is a better MVP candidate. I think Jokic and SGA are as well. Giannis, maybe. Giannis probably is as well. He is the best player on the best team, but just individually, he's not quite as good as those other guys this year. I don't think that's some sort of diss against Jason Tatum. He's phenomenal, but he's not going to win MVP. But he's a legitimate MVP candidate. And Jaylen Brown, very good as well. All-star player once again. And both Porzingis and Derek White got all-star consideration. They probably have the best defensive backcourt in the league with Jrue Holiday and Derek White, and Porzingis has been really good as a rim protector. Al Horford is one of the best 6 men in the league. And like I said, Hauser and Peyton Pritchard are both playing pretty well. Like, you're not going to find a team that's much better at the top or better throughout their roster than Boston. It's been very impressive, and it's a real question if any team can beat them in a 7-game series, because right now it just feels unlikely. You might need the Miami Heat to come be the zombie Heat once again, because during the regular season it's just not close, but maybe Miami in the postseason can get them. But Boston beats Dallas, one of the hottest teams in the league, by 30, wins their 10th straight game, and the Boston Celtics look unstoppable right now. But now let's get into some other action from across the NBA. So, in other action from around the NBA, we did have 8 other games on the night, and there were some interesting storylines. The Boston one was the best one, but there were some other good games. Let's just go through each game, give a little glimpse of what happened, and then just go through all of them in kind of the order that they went down. The first game of the night was Sixers versus Hornets, a game that Philly wins. They've been struggling lately, and the Charlotte has been pretty good, so many people thought Charlotte could take this one, but it is Philly, thanks to 30 apiece from both Tobias Harris Giannis and Tyrese Maxey. For Charlotte, they get 27 and 11 from Miles Bridges, but can't overcome the 60 plus from Philly's best two. The Cavs take down the Pistons without Donovan Mitchell. They were missing a couple other guys too, I think. Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert both out, Ty Jerome out as well, and the Cavs win it anyway. 22 and 17 from Evan Mobley, 29 from Darius Garland. The Pistons do get 21 and 10 from Cade, but the Cavs come out on top. The Warriors stay red hot. They have now won 13 of their last 16 and 8 straight on the road because they beat the Raptors in Toronto 120 to 105, 25, 6 and 6 from Steph Curry, and it's a pretty solid all-around effort, but Kuminga goes for 20 plus again. Toronto shoots 27% from three. You're just not going to win in today's NBA when you shoot that poorly. Then we have a rematch of Pelicans versus Pacers. Indiana won it in Indiana last time a couple days ago, but this one in New Orleans, it's a blowout, 129 to 102. Pelicans win. They get 34 from Brandon Ingram, 28 from Trey Murphy, who's been really good lately. Watch out for Trey Murphy III. He's hitting a ton of shots from deep right now. And Tyrese Halliburton, after just turning 6 years old on the leap year, was awful. He just was so bad. 0 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and a minus 40 for Tyrese Halliburton. Wow, he was bad. The Kings beat the Timberwolves without De'Aaron Fox, 124 to 120. Weird kind of thing continues to happen for Sacramento, where they beat the good teams. They've been really good against Minnesota, beat them again, Denver, and LA, like the Clippers this season, but struggle against bad teams or teams missing players. But they beat Minnesota without Fox. 39 from Malik Monk. I believe I saw he had 3 points late in the third quarter, and he was just so dominant throughout the third, the fourth, and overtime. Malik Monk takes over, and the Kings win 21, 15, and 8 from Domantas Sabonis. The Blazers take down the Grizzlies 122 to 92. 30-point win for Portland in Memphis. They'll play them again tonight, but easy win last night for them. 19 and 10 for Jabari Walker, 19 for Delano Banton. The interesting part is that not really Anthony Simons or Jeremy Grant played well. Memphis was missing just about everybody that mattered for them, but Portland had those two guys. They had Simons, they had Grant, and you said to yourself, they'll probably win because of that, but neither of those guys were great, and they still win. It's Jabari Walker, Delano Banton, and Duop Reith who win this game for Portland. Milwaukee stays looking much better after the All-Star break, beat Chicago in Chicago, 113 to 97, behind 46 points and 16 rebounds from Giannis Antetokounmpo. Then in the last game of the night, we have the Wizards' second straight game in LA, this time playing the Clippers, and this one would not go to overtime. The Clippers win this one handily, 140 to 115, behind 28 from James Harden, 27 from Kawhi, and 22 from Paul George. Jordan Poole, after going 34 on 50% shooting against the Lakers, only puts up 16 in this game, and the Clippers win it handily. But now let's just get into the next segment. This is the Moneyline Hotline, the place that keeps your bets from going cold. I graduated with a degree in data science, have a lot of experience with predictive models, and decided to make one for the NBA. It uses VORP, it puts a value on each player, and it's easy to adjust with injuries. So that is a big bonus over other models, and it's performing really well. So before we get into the picks, I wanted to give you the accuracy over the past month. It started on January 29th, I think, something like that. It's 72.5%, which is better than pretty much any predictive model out there. So I wanted to give you the picks because it's performing at the top of its class. In games that it classifies as super favorites, it is 89.7%, almost 90, over 85% on clear favorites. Flip games, which should be about 50-50, those are usually within +2. That is 65%, and then predicted underdogs well over 50% at 56. There's money there, but now let's just get right into the picks. Let's not waste more time on the accuracy. You know that now, but let's get into the picks. And let me move myself out of the way here on the fly. We'll go up top for me. The model predictions today, March 2nd. The best bet we have hit 2 days in a row. The Bucks did beat the Heat yesterday. The Bucks beat the Bulls, sorry. The Nuggets beat the Heat before that, and now we're going Nuggets again. Actually 3 straight, because the Mavs won the day before. So we are 3 for 3 on best bets. Let's make it 4 for 4. Nuggets +2 according to the model over the Lakers. It is even odds according to the model if Jamal Murray is out with injury, but this is a big game between two teams that really don't like each other very much. So I assume everyone will play. LeBron's going to play. Nuggets -102. They are underdogs. Turn $10 into $19.80. Solid money there. Better than we usually get on best bets. But I think they're going to win. The Nuggets seem to handle the Lakers pretty much every time they play, and LeBron 9 points away from 40,000. If you remember last year when he broke the all-time scoring record, they were playing the Thunder in LA, and the Thunder beat them. I think the Nuggets will beat them again when LeBron breaks this 40,000, and I have them as the best bet of the day. Underdogs ranked by the confidence of the model. The Nuggets to win over the Lakers. The Hawks to win over the Nets. They did just lose to the Nets in Brooklyn, but I don't think Brooklyn's the better team, so we'll see if it goes 2 for 2. But the Hawks over the Nets in Brooklyn. They are 2 for 3 without Trae Young, and they have some talent there still with DeJounte Murray, with Jalen Johnson, Bogdan Bogdanovic. They have some guys, and I think they'll beat Brooklyn. The Blazers +0.3 over the Grizzlies. They beat them by 30 yesterday, and they are underdogs +118. Turn your $10 into $21.80. Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant still playing for Portland, and for Memphis, still no Desmond Bane or Jaren Jackson Jr. There's no real star playing for Memphis right now, and for the Blazers, that looks like money. That's a win. And for the parlay of the day, no flip games, the safe parlay of the day, to me, Heat, Suns, Nuggets, and Blazers to win. There are only 5 games on the day, so the only game I'm taking out of the parlay feels kind of shaky would be the Hawks game, but that is +592. Turn your $10 into $69.26. That would be our biggest parlay hit yet, and an exciting one at that. But now, let's get into the top 5 players of the day. Before we do that, I wanted to mention here, I made a Twitter for the Moneyline Hotline, so if you want the picks as soon as they're available, that will be up on the Twitter. Often will be up before the videos at @the_money_line. If you're interested, give that a follow. But let's get into the top 5 players of the day according to me. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 46 points, 16 rebounds, 73% from the field in their win over Chicago. Luka Doncic comes in at 2 despite the loss. 37 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. Triple-double on 56% shooting. He was good, the team wasn't, but Luka comes in at 2. Tobias Harris at number 3 in their win over Charlotte. 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 68% from the field. Malik Monk at number 4 in the Kings' upset win in Minnesota. 39 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 55% from the field, including multiple clutch shots. And then rounding out the top 5 is Brandon Ingram, who had 34 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists on 62% from the field in their dominant win over Indiana. And in the top play of the day, it's one you've already seen. It's Brandon Ingram. Self-lob off the glass. Slam. Great play. Best play of the day to me. But now let's get into the viewer submitted questions. With the viewer submitted questions, I put up a community post every day letting you guys give feedback and ask questions about the NBA that you want to hear answered. Get a shout out, get the viewers involved. But today we have one question, and it comes in from Christopher Rokes, who asks, how soon until we realize the Bucks made a mistake hiring Doc and trading for Dame? There's been a lot of discourse on this. It's definitely a heavily brought up topic that trading for Dame was a mistake because of the defensive problems that came along with it. They get out Drew Holiday and Dame comes in, losing one of the best perimeter defenders of the past few years to get in one of the best offensive players of the past few years. It's definitely a strong trade-off, and for a lot of the season that held true. Their defense was bad. It was towards the bottom of the league under Adrian Griffin, but their offense was like the second best offense in league history. Under Adrian Griffin. Their offense was phenomenal, but the defense was bad, and it led to a lot of weird losses and some that aren't great. So they fire Adrian Griffin. They bring in Doc Rivers, who's supposed to solve the problems, and the defense has improved. It's become a top half of the league defense, which when you have a backcourt of Damian Lillard and Malik Beasley, that's really impressive. It's hard to do that. It speaks a lot to the philosophy, but the offense had fallen off a little bit before the All-Star break. They started 3-7 under Doc Rivers, but I actually don't agree with the comment here. I don't think either of them was a mistake. I think it's too early to tell that, because since the All-Star break, they've been really good, picking up wins pretty much every single night, handling the hot Charlotte Hornets twice. They take down the Bulls in Chicago last night, which in the 10 games before the All-Star break, they probably would have lost all 3 of those games, but they take them all, and they've beaten the Nuggets with Doc Rivers. They have some impressive wins, and I think it's too early to say it's a mistake. So when you're asking how soon, I would say not yet. I don't think it's fair to make that assessment. We'll see how they do in the playoffs, but the Bucks are probably still going to be viewed as the second best team in the East because Cleveland doesn't get the respect they deserve, but I don't think it's a failure or a mistake at this point. But that's going to be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the recap. I love making them. So let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a comment in the community post that will come up tonight or on this video for a chance to be featured in the next one. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Think about subscribing. I'm on the road to 13,000. So if you want to subscribe, then do that. Like the video, drop your comments. But thanks for watching. That's going to be it for me today. Peace.